Good morning. My name is Sheila Gautreau. I'm one of your ministers here at Unity of Walnut Creek. I'm so delighted to welcome you to our 11:30 service. Today we're talking about transitions, change, and to support us in having a wonderful music experience is our dear friend Carrie Hillary and as song leaders Nancy and Chip Donovan. So thanks for being with us. Sit back, take it all in, and enjoy the service. Thanks.
In this moment, at this place, in the stillness of our open hearts, we have come to share the presence of the God within and to hold a sacred space. In this moment, at this time, where we feel the oneness of all, we have come here to build a sanctuary of love. In this moment, in this place, in this moment, in this place. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. Please join us in singing You Are the Light.
You are the light of love, and I am the light of love. You are the light, I am the light. We are the light of love. Peace. You are the light of peace. I am the light of peace.
You are the light,
I am the light. We are the light of peace. Joy.
you are the light of joy. I am the light of joy. You are the light, I am the light. We are the light of joy.
Hope.
You are the light of hope. I am the light of hope. You are the light, I am the light. We are the light of hope. You are the light of love. I am the light of love. You are the light, I am the light. We are the light of love. You are the light, I am the light. We are the light of love. We are the light of love.
Good morning. Please join me in acknowledging our song leaders, Nancy and Chip Donovan, and our special guest artiste, our dear friend Carrie Hillary. Also, if you will, please join me in welcoming our online friends, giving them a good shout out. Hey. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We are always delighted to have you as you add richly to our service. My name is Sheila Cotreau. I'm one of your ministers here at Unity of Walnut Creek. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our service. If you are new to Unity, then you have embarked on a spiritual path for positive living. Our teachings are designed to allow you to create infinite possibilities in your life and to move forward into the life of love, joy, peace, happiness, good relationships, perfect health, and all the good things you have ever required or desired. Our primary teachings do embrace the one presence and the one power in the universe. However, we acknowledge and embrace all of the many paths to that one presence. Through our service, you may hear in the music or the message references or songs, etc., of various spiritual traditions. We invite you to sit back and enjoy them and perhaps gain some new insights and wisdom into spiritual teachings from these other paths. Our foundation is prayer. This movement was built on prayer, on affirmative prayer. And we believe in affirming and declaring the truth in the face of what may be other evidence. So let us join together in affirmative prayer by saying together our opening prayer statement. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And take it in. Breathe into that. Bring it into the heart and let it move all through your being. And again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And take it in deeper. Let it begin to express itself outward, touching those around you, filling the sanctuary, expanding over into our friends online. And once more, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And allow that to be absorbed into ourselves, that we may carry it out into the world, sending it forth, touching every heart that beats. And we accept this truth as self-evident, and so it is. Please remain seated and join our song leaders in singing "You Are So Blessed."
I am so blessed, I am at peace. All that I need lives within me. I am so blessed, I am at peace. I am so blessed, I am at peace. I am so blessed, I am at peace. All that I need lives within me. I am so blessed, I am at peace. I am so blessed, I am at peace.
So good morning again, and I want to invite you, if you have a teddy bear somewhere around you and you'd like to meditate with it, I'm sure it would really appreciate it. And let's settle into our seats. Allow the full weight of your body to rest on the chair and your feet on the floor, your back erect. And if you feel comfortable in doing so, you may close your eyes to shut out any visual distractions and to connect with that inner sight where we see truly. And allow the music to take us more deeply into the experience of the presence of God.
Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, be still, be still, and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, be still, be still, and know that I am God.
Be still and know that I am God. Let us take a deep heart breath. Breathe in through the heart and out. Be still. I know that I am God. Take another deep heart breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Be still and know that I am God. Take one final deep heart breath. Breathe in and out. And continuing to breathe gentle heart breaths. Allow the stillness of the heart to draw you in more deeply as you take those words given to us by the divine wisdom of the universe, the beloved presence of God, when it commanded, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know that I am. Be still and know. Be still. Be. Let that command open the way for divine love, infinite wisdom, comfort, peace, guidance, and support. To rise within us, leading us and lighting our way, that we may live out the true meaning and purpose for our lives. Go deeply into that sacred place and rest peacefully in the silence. Beloved Mother, Father, God, divine I am, in whom we live and move and have our being, we offer gratitude for our time with you and with each other. May we bring with us or carry forward the deep wisdom of this time, the perfect love that we have felt, the gentle comfort in which we have been wrapped, and the guidance by which we may move forward in our lives. Allow the power of that divine love to come forth from us as we walk through our lives, shining like a bright light upon the world, issuing forth throughout our planet, bringing the experience of this love to every living thing. As we love others, may we also know the love that we have shared. We affirm that divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please affirm this with me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Allow that to extend into the sanctuary, connecting with all the other hearts. And again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Allow it to travel forward into our world. And once more, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world.
Be still and know that I
we say, Amen.
Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I'm lazy, naked and glad. And I've been this person for such a long time. Right now I'm changing into someone divine. Changing, changing. It feels so good. I'm an explorer, hard on the trail of self-discovery, and I will not fail. It isn't easy, but I'm gonna find my true nirvana, soul, body, and mind. Changing, changing, it feels so good. Sing it with me. Changing, changing, it feels so good. Ooh, let's sing it again. Changing, changing, it feels so good. Changing, changing, it feels so good.
Thank you, Carrie Hillary. We're so happy to have you today. Good morning. My name is Sion, and it is my pleasure to highlight upcoming events for you. Hey, Veronica, I wish you well, honey. We miss you, and we wish you the best. Our annual meeting and election of board members will be next Sunday following the 11:30 service. A light lunch will be served, and our children will enjoy a fall celebration during the meeting. Our annual teddy bear drive begins today and will continue through to the second week of November. Our book center has beautiful cuddly teddy bears for purchase. So please bring your teddy bear to service so we can love on it before giving it to the children. Thank you. This Wednesday evening, Reverend David will teach the heart mapping technique. This tool lets the user experience the intelligence of both the head and the heart together in creating meaningful experiences. Find details of these and other activities in your bulletin and on our website. I now invite you to take a brief moment to greet those immediately around you. Thank you.
remain standing and join us in singing This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Gonna shake hands round the world.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Gonna shake hands round the world.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Gonna shake hands round
The
the
world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little heart of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. His hand in mine, my baby learns to stand. Soon he lets go and walks on his own. Before my eyes, he grows from boy to man, and all that I know is things will change. The only thing that I know for sure is change. Laughing with friends about turning gray, and I see the white in my own hair. I feel the years as they slip away, and all that I know is things will change. The only thing that I know for sure is change. Holding my dad as I watched him fade away. Time moves like footprints in sand. Watched over my mom till the end of her days, and all that I know is things will change. The only thing that I know for sure is change. Embracing the gifts the time will bring. I'll see the leaves turn green to gold. I know the warmth of summer will follow spring, and all that I know is things will change. The only thing that I know for sure is change.
Thank you, Carrie. Carrie wrote that for my message today. So I guess you know what I'll be talking about. Change. As I have witnessed so many changes going on in our world, in my life, and within this spiritual community, there was such an overwhelming number of changes just happening. Deaths, serious medical diagnoses, retirements, people selling their homes to pare down, becoming empty nesters, the Ebola situation, terrorists on our soil. So many changes. And one of the things that David and I have been doing is looking at what's going on and making a decision to talk about it, to support our congregation. And it took me back to my favorite teacher at Unity Village when I was studying at the Institute, Robert Brumet, and the book that he released in 1998 called Finding Yourself in Transition. And I knew that I wanted to revisit that because he writes about change as a process of transition, which is similar to a rites of passage. And one of the things that I have learned through his teachings and through others is that change, or transition as he refers to it, is extremely painful. It's extremely painful, but while the pain is inevitable, the suffering is optional if we understand what is going on and how to navigate through the process. And because what he writes about in that book is the most powerful understanding of change or transition and the process and the way through it that I have ever seen, I wanted to share that with you because I believe a lot of you are going through transitions in your life. If you are, please raise your hand. When we have a drastic and unexpected change in our lives, it is like a rites of passage. And this type of change is a kind of death, because something that we depended on, something that we counted on, something we loved, something we felt we needed to have in our lives is suddenly ripped away from us. And the pain begins. But when there was a realization that following the pain is a journey of purpose that is designed to carry us to a new awareness, a new awakening, a new way of being, a new identity, we can embrace the change. While we even sometimes make a decision to make a change in our lives, and we are convinced that we will be able to handle this change because we have decided to facilitate the change, it does not make it any less a painful situation, for change is a type of death. And so our impulse is to grieve it. And so I want to share with you how Brumet lays out the stages of transition. And he parallels it with the journey of the Israelites from slavery in Egypt into the Promised Land. And I'll take you to their journey in a moment. But I want to look at the stages of transition before we go into a metaphysical journey around it. You do have a handout, by the way. Somebody said always. So the first stage of transition is endings. Endings. The beginning of every transition is an ending. An ending of a marriage or significant relationship. The death of a loved one, dear friend. A serious medical diagnosis. The end of your feeling of safety about being healthy. Retirement. Believe it or not, that is a painful transition for many people. Becoming an empty nester. I know some of you who are becoming empty nesters now, and it is being painful. Paring down and selling your home for whatever reason. And there are many others. As I said, the Ebola situation and terrorists in our country. It is the end to something. With the Ebola and the terrorists, it is an end to our certainty about our safety as a result of having powerful doctors and military to protect us. So the first stage is endings, but the interesting thing about endings is that it has 4 stages within endings. The first is disengagement. It's when that something or that someone is suddenly ripped away from us. We are no longer engaged with it. It is no longer in our lives. We are left empty-handed, empty-hearted. And it is a death. The second is disidentification. Because you see, whatever we are disengaged from, we are no longer identified with it as we were identified with it before. If it is the end of a marriage where you were a husband or a wife, you are no longer identified as that. Also, a family unit within that marriage, you are no longer part of a family unit. With a medical diagnosis, you are no longer healthy. You can't identify anymore with being healthy. Selling your house and moving out of a neighborhood, you are no longer the neighbors of the Smiths. You are no longer identified with that community. Disidentification. The next is disenchantment. This is where we lose faith in something that we have connected to that which we have been disengaged from. Maybe we lose faith in marriage or loving relationships or love. Maybe we lose faith in ever being employed again or our employability. Maybe we lose faith in God. We are disenchanted with something that we have believed in. And the final stage of endings is disorientation. We have had that which we loved and depended on ripped from us. We have lost our identity and we have lost our faith and we are disoriented. We feel lost, feel kind of hung out to dry. When you ask someone who is in this phase, which is, of course, leading into the void, when you ask them how they feel, they will say, I feel lost. I feel hopeless. I feel helpless. I don't even know who I am anymore. I feel discouraged. And that is that disorientation. And leading from that disorientation is that next stage of transition, which is the void. And that is the place of nothingness. And so it is called the void. It is the place where we are stripped of everything that we were in order to prepare for all that we are becoming. It is that place of isolation from people, places, and things where the only connection is the God of our understanding. Robert Brumet says it is at this time that we must turn to the God of our understanding and know that we are being guided. The void is the place where the seed lies fallow in the earth, where it loses its shell covering so that its roots may go down into the earth to bring forth the plant that is being produced through this transition. This plant that is you, that is blossoming, that is evolving, that is coming into its own, that is being reborn, transformed, raised to a new level of consciousness. But it doesn't feel very good in the void. It's like the children of Israel in the wilderness. And so the void, Robert refers to it as the wilderness experience. But from that void, where we have let go and surrendered and had faith in the God of our being guiding us to something we cannot see, which may be scary, but yet because we are trusting, we know that we are being led to our highest and our best. Because while it is painful, it is also purposeful. And the next stage is new beginnings. New beginnings, we are that plant. Strong and green and beautiful, fully alive, ready for harvest, ready to bear fruit or bear flowers. We're in the fullness of the glory of our newly reborn perfect self. And while we had to go through the endings and the void to get there, because we now understand transitions a little bit better. Perhaps in the next transition, we will have the power and the tools to move through it without giving up. And to begin to prepare for that promised land. For that beautiful evolution that is taking place within us. But we have to get through that void, and that is one of the most powerful pieces of transition. I've been in that void. I remember being on the floor with my forehead pressed on the carpet, crying as if my whole body was racked with pain. It felt as if my skin was being ripped from my body, as if I was being burned alive. And suddenly I saw my soul. And I knew what that transition was for. It was so clear. So then I had the tool, I had the ability to move forward and to step into that promised land. And that transition, by the way, is what brought me to Unity of Walnut Creek. So I'm not afraid of change, transition. Bring it on. So let's look at this in a comparison to the story of the Israelites. I won't bother with reading any scriptures because it's in so many different books and there's so much of it, we'd be here till next week. But I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. God goes to Moses, tells Moses, go to Pharaoh, tell Pharaoh, let my people go. Moses says, say what now? You want me to go to Pharaoh and tell him, let your people go. Who do I tell him said this? And God says, I am. Tell them I am sent you. I am that I am. So Moses says, okay, I'll go. Went to Pharaoh. Pharaoh said no. So God brought the plagues of locusts and frogs and boils and death and so forth and so on. And finally, Pharaoh said, hey, y'all go. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Interestingly enough, they are led out by Moses, and they have been in captivity for so long that when they are faced with their first challenge, the Red Sea, they are terrified to be out of captivity and want to go back because, as they say, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. It was better to be in slavery than to be moving forward in that unknown that they had no relationship to. And so their fear made them want to turn back. But Moses said, trust God, and demonstrated that God would make a way, and the sea parted, and they walked through, and Pharaoh's army came behind, and then the sea closed in on them and killed them. And, you know, if you need to see the whole story, Charlton Heston, rent the movie. So the children of Israel represents our soul in its human embodiment as it moves toward and through the various seasons of our evolution in consciousness as spiritual beings having a spiritual experience on a human plane in a body. Moses represents that divine spark within us, sent by the soul to lead us out of our bondage, to lead us out of those things which have kept us from understanding and accepting and embracing the truth of our being. Pharaoh represents the human ego, that which keeps us in bondage. You're not good enough, you're unworthy, you're unlovable, you'll never be anything, you'll never make it, you can't do it. Anybody ever heard any of those besides me? Okay. The Red Sea represents those challenges that rise up in our journey that appear to stop us. But of course, the God of our being can make a way through those perceived challenges. They are but an illusion that stands before us and can be moved, and that we might walk through it into our power and magnificence. And the wilderness experience is, of course, the same as the void. And they wandered for 40 years. It was completion. That 40 represents completion at various levels. And so our relationship to them is that each time we set out on a journey that is pulling us away from those things that we have been deeply connected to and believe that we cannot do without or live without, that there is this divine spark within us, this divine idea, this divine spirit within us that will lead, guide, and direct us through those Red Seas, through the wilderness experience, and into the promised land if we open ourselves to accept it. Yes, change, transition is a type of death. However, we cannot have life without death. And when we understand the process of life, the process of death, and the process of transition, we are empowered to continually move forward to fulfill the purpose for which our souls came into this human embodiment. It's my daughter. And so I want you to understand the power of transition. How many of you are going through a transition right now? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have some steps for you. And these did not come from Brumet's book. I created them because he does not really have linear steps. He talks about each stage of the transition and handling it in each of the stages. However, from what I learned in his book, I realized that there were some basic steps that we could use as we moved through this journey. And the first step is to be aware of the feelings that come up as the transition begins, in that ending where we experience the disengagement, the disidentification, the disenchantment, the disorientation. Be aware of the feelings. Be totally aware of the feelings and the pain. But don't let them stop you. The second is to feel the feelings fully. Let yourself feel them. Like I was down on that carpet. Because you see, if we suppress any part of the feelings, they will turn on us within our bodies and create something else. So allow yourself to feel those feelings. The next step is, okay, I know, yes, I got it. They're written too close together. Yeah. Okay, so begin to let go of outside sources and begin to go in. Don't call your girlfriend and ask her what to do. Don't call the guys together for beer to ask what to do. Don't call your psychic or the psychic hotline. Leave the tarot cards alone. This is an inside job. This is where you get to know yourself at a deeper level than you have ever known yourself before, because it is this self that has received the divine spark, the Moses that will lead you out of the darkness and through the transition into the light. So go inside, as Brumet says, to that God of your understanding, and trust that you are being guided, because you are. Begin letting go of that which you have lost, that which is being removed, even if it's someone who has passed away. Because you have to let them go in order to move forward into your peace, your joy, your possibility. They have transcended their physical body, and they are in the light, and they are closer to you than they have ever been before. So let go of the physical them. Let go of the medical diagnosis. Let it go. Let go of the person you were in a relationship with or married to. Let go of the job. Let go of the house. If it's possible, let it go. It may be difficult, but keep making the effort to letting go, because you see, when you let go, your hands are open and Spirit can fill them with so much more than you ever imagined. Begin letting go, if possible. Let the experience happen. Let the experience happen. And trust in that surrendering. Let it happen. Just let it happen. Just be willing to let it happen. If you can't be willing to be willing to be willing. Course in Miracles says, offer your little willingness, and the Holy Spirit will take the rest of the steps. Just be willing to let it happen. Look for those moments of joy where you can find them without feeling guilty. If you have lost a dear loved one, a spouse, or a partner, be willing to find those moments of joy and embrace them without guilt. Because see, when you do that, that loved one is having that moment of joy with you because they are overjoyed in your joy. So look for those moments of joy and don't feel guilty because you're having joy in this physical plane without them. They're having joy in the spiritual plane without you. Trust me. One of the things I just noticed recently, when people who have near-death experiences, no one wants to come back. I'm just saying. Expect the promised land. Expect it. Expect it. See, in prayer, it is not what we ask for in prayer that shows up, it's what we expect that shows up. So expect the promised land. Expect this new being that is being created, this new life, this new direction, this new awareness, this new elevation in consciousness. Expect it. Expect it. And yes, this process has its moments of pain. Yes, this process sometimes spills over in the stages, one into the other. Yes, sometimes we regress a little, but hang in there. Hang in there. There was a saying that says, when you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hold on. Trust that the God of your being is guiding you to something more magnificent than you have ever experienced in your life. Because each transition doesn't take you this way. Each transition takes you this way. Because you are moving toward and through the purpose for which you have come into this human plane. We are ever evolving, ever increasing. So let's say our affirmation together. Ready? I experience change with the awareness that the promised land is at hand. Again, I experience change with the awareness that the promised land is at hand. Let's close our eyes and say that. Take it deeply in your being. Speak it to your heart. Together, I experience change with the awareness that the promised land is at hand. Take a deep breath. Exhale and open your eyes. So I pray that today, in some small way, that I have been able to give you some tools for transition. It's really happening at an accelerated rate among all of us right now. And more than ever now, it is important that we understand what is happening and we know how to navigate it. Stand strong. Don't give up. It is said that it is usually when the shift is just around the corner that people commit suicide. When the breakthrough, the light is about to dawn, people give up and commit suicide. Expect the promised land. Expect the the promised land. Trust that the God of your understanding is guiding you. And goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life. Thank you.
Good job, Mommy. Thank you. You hit home. If you would like prayer support for any challenges or celebrations, please see our heart ministers. You may have seen them around in the sanctuary or on the grounds praying with others. Our heart ministers are wearing the lavender stoles. You may also leave a prayer at any time on our website. We will be praying with you throughout the week. I would now like for everyone to take a connection card from the seat pocket in front of you. Thank you. We would like for everyone to fill these cards out if you have any prayer requests, questions, or comments. If you are new to Unity, we ask that you fill the card out and visit us at the welcome table on the patio. We look forward to meeting you. I thank you in advance for checking the box, agreeing to hold our spiritual focus of the week. Our spiritual focus this week is embrace the change. Thank you. It is now time for our prosperity celebration. Oh, the ushers will receive your cards at the end of the music with your offering. It is now time for our prosperity celebration. For credit card donations, there are envelopes provided in the back of each chair. If you are following us from home and would like to leave a donation, just click the Donate Now button on our Watch Live page. Thank you. One of the teachings from the great spiritual laws is that it is by giving that we expand the goodness, the flow of goodness in our lives. Jesus, the master teacher, taught us, give and it will be given back to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaking together and running over in your lap. For the measure you use will be measured to you. I invite you now to take your tithe or offering in your hand and know that God is the source of all your good. Please repeat our affirmation with me. Together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Open up, gonna open up, gonna open up to what? To change. Gonna open up, gonna open up, gonna open up to change. Looking ever deeper, seeking a new way. Time to shift my thinking, embrace a higher way. Sing it with me, gonna open up, gonna open up, gonna open up, gonna open up to what? To change. Yes, indeed. Gonna open up, gonna open up, gonna open up to change. When we face the darkness, when we are in pain, loving kindness heals us, pulls us through again. Gonna give it up to love. Gonna give it up. Gonna live it up. Gonna live it up to love. Gonna live it up. Gonna live it up. Gonna live it up to love. Sometimes in confusion, when we long for peace, stuck in dark illusion, trust is within reach. Gonna lift us up in love. Gonna lift us up. Gonna lift us up. Gonna lift us up. Sing it with me. To love. Lift us up. Gonna lift us up. Gonna lift us up. Gonna lift us up. To love. Come on, sing it. Gonna lift us up. Gonna lift us up. Gonna lift us up to love. Gonna lift us up. Gonna lift us up. Gonna lift us up to love. Gonna lift us up to love. One more time. Gonna lift us up.
Here they come.
We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, walking, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God.
It's our children. Hey! Let us bless them. Let's stand and bless them. Let's get all that energy going. Let's give them a powerhouse blessing. Together, children, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines through you. Yes. And our prayer for protection. Let's join hands, followed by our peace song. And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God ever present, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take,
eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
You are the light, the love, and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.